Hello there, YouTube. I am Necrostevo, and it's time for week number 2 in the PPL. This week, we'll be facing off against Frito and the Welshians once again. It is time for I guess a champion time, as it was said in the anime once. To briefly review, Frito has access to Garchomp, Aerodactyl, Rotom Heat, Gyarados, Meowstic male form only, Mega Alakazam, Alcremie, Pangoro, Abomasnow, Audino, and Aegislash. I forgot to mention the Aegislash earlier in the list because he did not draft it last. That would be incredible. Things that we are bringing to this match. We have our Mousehold with Friend Guard for redirection, and here I'm bringing After You. Population Bomb can one-hit KO some of his things that are neutral to normal type moves, even without Technician, if I get 9 or 10 hits. One of our dedicated leads here will be Choice Scarf Kleavor with Tailwind. With Choice Scarf, we can outspeed his entire team, and I can also get up a Tailwind, just in case I think he might be getting up, like leading off with a Scarfer or something. But then, yeah, Stone Axe and Rock Slide are just great neutral coverage against the entire team, except for the Garchomp and the Aegislash, and I guess the Pangoro as well. But, yeah, just throwing off those fast rock moves is going to be the way to go here. We have a very bulky Politoed. No Weather War here unless he decides to bring the Abomasnow. But here, this is going to be much more of support Politoed alongside something else to kind of annoy and chip away. We have a very fast Mega Gengar, just to make sure that he's running the speed that he has to run to outspeed my Mega Gengar with his Mega Alakazam. Other than that, we're faster than everything, bar the speed tie with the Aerodactyl. We do have to watch out for Scarfers, but this Gengar has a little bit of HP to help me live, especially alongside Mousehold. Like I can even live high horsepower coming out from Garchomp. We also have our Aromatisse here. With the Pokemon that he has, setting up a Trick Room could be really, really nice. Unfortunately, Aromatisse does not get Mystical Fire, but Moonblast here is just good neutral damage against the entire team except for the Rotom and the Aegislash, for which I have several things to hit. And then finally we have our relatively bulky Stamina Arcaludon. Here I have enough speed to outspeed things in Tailwind, but I am also not so fast that if I set up a Trick Room that I'll be able to underspeed things that are naturally faster. So kind of a weird speed tier there, but I needed it to work with both versions of the team. I am going to quickly just double check and make sure that Aromatisse does not get Mystical Fire, because I didn't see it, but I don't remember like actually looking. So we're just gonna double check really fast. I will gladly give up Heal Pulse for the Mystical Fire. Yeah, it will be here beside the Sunny Day. That's so sad. I think they even gave it to Alcremie. Alas, that is just what we have to deal with there. Okay, so I don't know why I opened up Vegas. We're gonna close that. That's probably draining some resources there. Okie dokie. And it looks like Frito is ready to battle, so we're going to head right over and grab that room code. Once again, going with the live comm today. Major shoutouts to my editor, Stariana. Today is actually her birthday, so if I lose, that's fine, because we're going to go and have a fun time after this. But if I win, I'm doing it for her. So we'll see which one of those ends up coming to pass today. Put in the room code. Bing, bing, bing. 7655. Perfect. Of course we want to join Frito's room. I like to think when I join someone else's room, it's just like the shadows just oozing into the room, kind of. It's just like, yes. Or if I make the room, it's like the room is all dark and then they come in and they're like, is there a light? I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, the first team, I'm pretty sure he's going to be bringing Garchomp Aerodactyl alongside. He could easily bring some sort of side spam with the Meowstic and the Alakazam. Gyarados could come here alongside something like a Scarf Rotom. There's a few different modes that his team could have, and so that's why I didn't want to go with too many hard leads here. I just went with good offense with a lot of support. So I'm going to change how I keep track of the scoring here. So mouse hold, Kleavor, Politoed, Gengar, Aromatisse, and Arcaludon. Boom. I'm ready to fight. Get ready to battle. Frito. Heaven or hell, who will win? Any other fighting game references we want to throw in there? We do see the Pangoro. We do not see the Rotom. We don't see the Audino. We don't see the Alchemy. We do see the Gyarados, so he brought both Megas for possibilities here. So yes, we are going to lead with Gengar and Kleavor here. And I do like, for this first game, I think I'm going to have... Let's try having Politoed Arcaludon in the back. Because that's just... Arcaludon can hit everything here, and if I have a Tailwind, I'll be faster. And Politoed looks like it can switch in on the Gyarados here and maybe Encore it. Okay, let's go ahead and write down his team too, though. Pangoro. And Alakazam. And Aegislash. And Garchomp. And Gyarados. And Aerodactyl. I did have Tauros on a version of the team up until I think a couple of days ago, and then I ended up swapping it over to the Aromatisse. That might work out well here just because of the presence of the Pangoro, the Garchomp. And I have the Babiri Berry, so I can definitely take a hit from the Aegislash, but however, if he goes for Crunch with Gyarados, that might be a little... not Crunch, Waterfall. That could be a little bit annoying. He does just go with the dedicated lead of the Arrow and the... Okay. So this is kind of what we predicted. So we are actually going to go for here. I'm really tempted to go for a Tailwind and then go for a Shadow Ball. He is not going to expect my Kleavor to be Scarfed, I am pretty sure. So game one, he has... So we have Gengar, Arcaludon, and we have Politoed, and we have Kleavor, and then we have seen Aerodactyl and Garchomp so far. Alrighty. So yeah, we're just going to go for that. I'm just going to Mega Evolve in Dazzling Gleam. And we are going to go for the Tailwind here, right away. So let's see how this... Oh, it didn't get my Tailwind input. What does that mean? Oh no. Well, we're off to a poor start there. I thought I definitely clicked it before it ran out of time. Okay, and it didn't even hit the Aerodactyl, who was whom I would have preferred to hit with that. So that sucks in so many ways. There's his Tailwind. I'm probably going to lose Gengar here. Oh man, that just... And now he knows that I'm Scarfed too. That really sucks. I could have at least eliminated the Aerodactyl. Yeah, that turn did not go. I might have lost right there, honestly, because if I had gotten up the Tailwind, I could have at least hurt. I don't know. Yeah, that was the worst case scenario, I think, for the game to choose. I definitely thought I hit Tailwind. Okay, we're just gonna go for the Muddy Water here, and I guess try for a Stone Axe. It doesn't really matter now. I don't have anything to swap in on the Garchomp. So he's just going to outspeed and probably KO. Muddy Water here will at least KO the Aerodactyl. He just goes for Dual Wing Beat. This is a very bulky Politoed, so I should be able to take the Dual Wing Beat into the Earthquake here very easily. But yeah, that turn one sucked just about as much as it could have possibly sucked, I believe. So this is probably going to bring down the Aerodactyl to a Sash. And we do get to see if it is sashed here. Yeah, we don't. We don't get to see if it's sashed. Accuracy drops. We do get a nice little accuracy drop there, which is fine. This is where I do have Protect on our Caludon. So we're not going to say that we're out of this exactly just yet, because I can... Or no. I'm going to get knocked out for sure. Yeah, let's not reveal too much more information, because that first one getting chosen for me really sucks there. I have the Choppleberry, not the Shookaberry, which also sucks. We'll try for an Electro Shot into that slot. And yeah. So, that was a really, really bad game one, I'm going to say. I didn't take a single KO. Garchomp went, what, 3-0 here? Or no, I did get a KO. Look at you, Arcaludon. Thank you for grabbing me a KO here. So, Arcaludon goes 1-0. Because it KO'd the Aerodactyl. Gengar didn't KO anyone. 0-1. Politoed didn't KO anyone. And Kleavor didn't KO anyone. Yeah, that went really, really, really poorly. Aerodactyl went 1-1. Yeah, there's nothing that can happen here that'll help me out. At least I get to see who else he brought, so I get a little bit more information. But it's basically for naught at this point. He goes out into the Pangoro. Okay. Ah, man. Very, very unfortunate here that the game decided to do that to me. However, that just means that I took too long to pick my Pokemon, is all that means there. He does miss the Stomping Tantrum, which is funny, but I don't think the Choppleberry will be able to help out too much here, even with the +1 defense. Oh, it does save me! Okay. So, we are going to lower the differential slightly. Good job, Arcaludon, hanging in there, despite the game choosing for us what's going to happen there. And so that means I get to see the last Pokemon that he brought too. So we are able to pick up a little bit of information. His Tailwind peters out, but I'm pretty sure because I didn't bring speed on Arcaludon, he can also just Bullet Punch here too. But his last Pokemon is the Aegislash. Okay. So I definitely could have taken this team on with the Pokemon that I brought, is what I am learning here. I don't want to reveal Protect, so we are just going to go straight for the offensive move. I'm assuming Shadow Sneak could come out here. He could also just Close Combat again. But, yeah, I think that... Anyway, we also saw his, what's it called? The Garchomp switched from Earthquake to Stomping Tantrum, so we know it's not Scarfed as well. 2-1. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that went terribly. So game 2, let's adjust here. I definitely think I could have won that game 1 if I had gotten off my my revenge Tailwind, as it were. He knows that I'm Scarfed, so in game 2, let's just switch up completely. We're going to lead with Let's switch up completely. I do think I want to... If he's going to try to lead with that type of lead again, then leading with Aromatisse and Mousehold could work. Because I could Charm. He won't have the super effective hit there into Aromatisse. So yeah, we can lead with these two. And then I will put in the back Gengar. I really like bulky Politoed here. Yeah, we're going to lead with these two to get the Trick Room up. And hopefully try to throw off some good moves here. I also really like the Trick Room in the back, though, is the issue. Okay, let's go with Gengar and Mousehold lead. With Trick Room in the back is what we'll do. And then I can use that alongside. Yeah. I think I like this better. Alternatively, I could try to run back the lead. I could try to run the lead back. I think he's going to swap up his leads, though, is the thing. Okay, we're going to go for it. Alright, so game 2, Maushold, Gengar, Aromatisse, and what is he going to bring? He's going to bring... Oh, yeah, we just see... I mean, it worked, right? So, you know, why swap it up too much here? And that's the other thing. I can't bring my Pokemon that have their berries in here because they will get... They will have to deal with, rather, that annoyance. So we are just going to charm the Garchomp and immediately go for the... I think I want to go for Dazzling Gleam first, because that'll break, if the Aerodactyl is Sash, it'll break the Sash. He also might be expecting, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lock it in here before I run out of time again. And this time I do know that the Garchomp, even if it goes for Stomping Tantrum, actually it has... Stomping Tantrum is weaker than High Horsepower. So I know that if he goes for the... Okay, perfect. And we see Tailwind again. And this will effectively neuter, I'd say, the Garchomp, and it won't be able to swap out. So this shouldn't do... Why did that do so much damage? Okay. Apparently I miscalced something. But I did live. I think I calced always living a high horsepower, which is single target. So maybe I assumed that I live the other move with more HP. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what happened there, honestly. So here we are going to go for... I cannot Population Bomb a Garchomp. I will die to the recoil for sure. Ah, man. I might have just really screwed myself. I'm not sure. I am not sure here, honestly. He's definitely faster because of the Tailwind. So what if I... charm the Aerodactyl and I swap you out to the Aromatisse, is what we're going to do here. Because this means Aromatisse is going to take these hits really well coming in. And it also should not KO my Maushold. Maushold might die now after the Rock Slide chip. Let's see what happens here, though. It is at -2. No, Maushold does go down. Okay. Not what I wanted to see there. So, Maushold gets KO'd. Man, I guess I should have kept Tauros on the squad then, huh? Garchomp is 1 and 1, and O, and Arrow, Dactyl, and Arcaludon. Now, I do like the idea of going back out to Gengar here so that they can't swap, and protecting... Yeah, let's go out to the Arcaludon first, because I know that I can just set up a Trick Room here. That's what we are going to do. And then I am going to Flash Cannon this slot, and I'm going to Trick Room. Because he's probably going to swap out this turn if I had to guess. Man. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit salty about the first game, me not putting in my input quickly enough there. But that is okay. That's what happens sometimes. You just gotta go faster. And that's the thing with VGC too, like it, that's why I'm not even bothering trying to calc and things like that. It's just like, nope, that's just not what's really in the cards for things. Now, I am hoping here that I don't get fucking flinched. I just realized that. That could be very, very annoying if I get flinched here. Alright, so this is going to take down the Aerodactyl, which is great. And then I will get a Trick Room off, which will also be great. And the other reason why I have Aromatisse and Arcaludon in is because they cover each other's weaknesses. And so that also means that I can go for swap. I can like basically swap my with ally switch. If he goes for like the fighting type move Sacred Sword, it'll hit into the Aromatisse instead of hitting my Arcaludon. You would think that that would be more useful, but fortunately I do have still my Mega Gengar for the Aegislash, and so I could maybe play around with the swapping there. I'm assuming that the Aegislash, we know already that it has that priority move, so we do see the Garchomp come back out. I wonder if he has Protect on Garchomp. So here, though, I honestly just want to go for... I have a defensive boost, and so I think I'm just going to go for a Flash Cannon into this slot. And we are going to ally switch, because he could also just Wide Guard. Actually, I could just KO the Garchomp here. I think I could, at least. Because if he goes for a Steel-type move into it, I should live because of my Babiri Berry. Yeah, we're just going to try to take the KO here. So Aromatisse is going to be able to KO the Garchomp. Aromatisse getting its first KO of the season. Love to see that. And that means Garchomp goes down here. And we're going to get a little bit of chip damage here onto you. And is he going to go for what exactly? Sacred Sword, maybe? He also knows that I have... He's going to cut through my defensive boost, but I have the Chople Berry, so I should live this. Excellent. And I can totally heal pulse that up here, is the other thing. So while my defensive boost won't necessarily help the damage that I'm taking, it will help me just lessen the overall damage from whomever his partner is, which again is the Pangoro, which is great. Okay, so I do think here I want to... I can see him protecting with the Pangoro. I could also see him going for... What would he do here? So I need to remove the... Well, he could also have Bullet Punch on his last Pokemon too, is the other thing that's important here. But I think I want to Draco Meteor. He's probably going to King Shield, right? Yeah, let's try to get it. Let's try to get it to be a 2-on-1 type deal here. And we're going to ally switch, expecting the fighting type move. Okay, so that's not great. That's not great. We're going to ally switch and get that off, but that means I'm not going to do any damage this turn. So we do switch places. What does he go for? He goes for the Iron Head into the Arcaludon, so that did work out. That is what I wanted. So I do get another little nifty defensive boost there. And the Draco's going to go into the Pangoro, which is not great. I have 2 more turns of Trick Room left, and we are going to try to Moonblast the Pangoro. And does this mean that he doesn't have the King Shield? Because that could be very interesting. Electro Shot. You? Because if I take out the Pangoro this turn and he doesn't have King Shield, then that will force him into a 1v1, I mean a 2v1 scenario. Okay, so that works out, because he goes for King Shield this turn, and so if he wants to attack me next turn, then he is going to have to break his stance, basically. And Pangoro goes down. And then we're going to get a special attack boost. Alright. And here, I do just want to heal pulse up. Yeah, I'm just going to heal pulse you, just to make sure that that Sacred Sword doesn't do too much damage. This is my last turn of Trick Room, so I imagine he's probably going to try to target my Aromatisse. We're just going to heal pulse and get all of our HP back onto the Arcaludon. And he does come out into blade form, and so even if he goes for the Sacred Sword here, which doesn't do enough to my Aromatisse, which is great, this should do plenty of damage. And we see... Yeah, alright, we were able to come back in game 1. Thank goodness there. Alright, 0-1-1 for the Aegislash. And so that means Aromatisse got 2 KOs, and our Caludon got 2 KOs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So that means we get a game 3. Oops, I don't know what I did. Now, what can we mix up here in game 3? I managed to come back there, even though I still kind of goofed the Mega Gengar in the lead slot. Do I think he's definitely not going to bring the same Pokemon. I think we could see from him this time the Gyarados on the lead. We could see that. We could also see Alakazam on the lead. I think in game 3, I kind of want to lead every time he's led with Garchomp and Aerodactyl. And that is a good lead for him, but it's not good versus Trick Room. So I kind of want to lead with Arcaludon Politoed. And then I could switch into Mousehold, maybe? I could also try leading my Trick Room. He has Taunt, but he can't use that against this. And he doesn't have any Focus Sash representation on his team. I could also try the Choice Scarf stuff again at the beginning. Let's go with lead Politoed Arcaludon with... I won't be able to eat berries if he brings that with it now. I think I have to bring you... I'm going to make a bet here and bring the Mousehold, is what I'm going to try. Because I don't think Gengar is as useful here, because now I know that he has the priority Shadow Sneak, and I think he's still going to bring the Aegislash. So we're going to switch it up for game 3 here and not bring the Gengar. Okay, so he ends up leading with... So that could be a Mega Gyarados. He could also totally have his other Pokemon in the back, which could be annoying. So I have Politoed and Arcaludon. The other thing that's nice though is that since he led with the Garchomp, it can't come in on that same slot and soak up the electric move. So I do like that. So here, though, I do think I want to just go for Icy Wind into an Electro Shot. I think that could work out really well. Actually, switch into you, and then go for Icy Wind. The thinking here is that I think he's going to Earthquake, and go for a Water-type move here. And since I don't have my Chople Berry, I think he's going to try to target down... Oh, he just goes for Dragon Cheer. Okay, so that's going to increase the Dragonite's critical hit ratio. But this Icy Wind is going to slow it down severely, which will be very, very nice. This also helps in the event that Gyarados is some sort of speedy Mega Gyarados, but based off of that Icy Wind, it actually might be a bulkier Mega Gyarados there. And honestly, I think I'm just going to Encore. No, he might... I'm very tempted to Encore that Gyarados in. He's definitely slower than me now, and he knows that I have Charm, too. So I think I just want my damage here. Because if I remove that, we're going to Charm this slot. Because if he goes out to Egypt... Okay, perfect. So if he stays in... Now, granted, he could just crit me. So this might be for naught. He could totally just crit me here. But my thinking is, since he stayed in... Okay, so he does crit the mouse hold. And, oh, he crits both. Wow, the dual crit Earthquake. Good gravy. So maybe that wasn't the play. Maybe the play was to just Population Bomb the Gyarados. Crunch comes out, and we do take it, which is nice. This should do a good chunk of damage. Perfect. Okay, so now I feel comfortable going out to the Archaludon here. And we do get dual accuracy drops in exchange for the dual crit. That is kind of funny. So we're going to bring back out my Archaludon here because now I can threaten both of his Pokemon with it. And he can't even really effectively stay in unless he wants to just risk the missing here. So that means that I can keep on going for Muddy Water. Yeah, we're just going to keep on going for Muddy Water. And this also allows me to go for the... I think I'm going to Electro Shot. I think we're just going to Flash Cannon this slot, because this is more threatening to the remainder of my team than the Gyarados is, especially if the Gyarados hasn't Mega Evolved. So here we do finally see the Mega Evolution. And what do we see come out here? So I should outspeed this Gyarados after the -1 speed drop. We do see it freaking Protect. Okay, I'm really happy I just kept going for Muddy Water then, because that means I'll at least get damage somewhere on the field. Is he going to Earthquake with the Gyarados? Okay, so we do see that come out. That should not... I would love a dual miss here. But that should not... Oh man, that does KO. Gosh darn it. Okay. 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 Not great. I have to say, that is not great at all. I would have loved to take a KO there. I'm just saying. Okay, but now since he Mega Evolved, though, he's definitely going to be weak to this Moonblast. And so we can still just split up our moves here. And then if he swaps out, then I can go for the Trick Room. He should swap out that Gyarados, is what I'm thinking. Because he probably wants to save that. He might dual swap, honestly. What do we see come out here? He's not going to stay in an Earthquake. But yeah. We do see the swap. What does he have here? Is this the Aegislash? Okay, no, this is the Pangoro. Okay, so I called that incorrectly. But we're going to get some good chip damage here at least. And we do see the Earthquake again. Aromatisse dodges. It hits his Pangoro, and it hits the Archaludon. Almost KOs his Pangoro, actually. Okay, so he does have the Citrus Berry on the Pangoro. I wish I had found that out sooner. This should KO. Single target Moonblast? No, he has a very bulky Mega Gyarados. I honestly did think that was going to KO. Let's try to set up our Trick Room now that he swapped out that other, now that he swapped out the Garchomp. I expect here that we'll probably see a Protect from the Gyarados and a move come out from the Pangoro is what I would expect here. We are going to try to go for... We're going to try to Electro Shot that Pangoro slot. No, he didn't Protect. I thought he would protect the pit. So I might lose my Archaludon here, honestly. Even though I am going to take out the Pangoro. But if he just goes for Earthquake again... Well, no, I got the stamina boost. So I should live, actually. Will we see Crunch? Will we see... He can't taunt me. Alright, that works out great. I will totally take the miss there. Because that also confirmed that his Gyarados, even after the speed drop, is still faster than my Archaludon. And I did get off my Electro Shot before the rain went down. So this is still a game, because if he goes out to the Garchomp here, I will outslow it with both of my Pokemon, and he also might just reveal whomever he has in the back. I'm thinking it's going to be the Aegislash, but this is still a game, and it is the Aegislash. Perfect. Okay, so here we are going to, I think I just want to, do I just want to heal pulse and then attack? He could also just double protect here, honestly. And Ally Switch is also a move I could go for here. Or I could just attack as well. He has that accuracy drop on the Gyarados, so that I'm honestly less concerned with here. Especially with my defensive boost on my Aegislash. So let's just make sure that my Aegislash stays healthy, is what we're going to do. And then we are going to try to Electroshot that Aegislash. Because he's going to assume I'm going to be Electroshotting that Gyarados slot if he sees me go for Electroshot. Like, he's probably going to swap in the Garchomp on that slot, is what I would expect. So we do see it switch stances here. He just goes for the Sacred Sword, and once again, he predicts me to use the Ally Switch. That's the mind game that I really, really like with Ally Switch. You show it one time, and then your opponent has to kind of deal with and predict that several times. So I am hoping here that this is going to bait him into switching the Gyarados out into the Garchomp. And so now I can go for Moonblast into this slot. And then if he goes for the King Shield, that's fine. I will still have the +2 special attack. But that will allow me to eliminate the Garchomp. Dragon Cheer, when it's not used on a Dragon-type Pokemon, it still raises your critical hit ratio, but it only does it by 1 stage instead of 2. So let's see if I get this call correct here. I am really, really hoping I can bait him. Oh man, he doesn't swap out. Okay. He doesn't swap out, but that also means I might just kill his Aegislash here. So did he not bring King Shield on the Aegislash? That could very well be a possibility. He goes for Sacred Sword into me. This should not KO. Yes. All right. So we're going to be able to eliminate the Aegislash right here. And that means that Garchomp is in the back, and I think that that's game. The Garchomp's HP is so low that it's not going to be able to take a Moonblast. So Mousehold didn't KO anything here. And then we have Aromatisse. Alright, so once again we can just Moonblast that slot. And we can also just Flash Cannon that slot. So our Caledon really put on a clinic here. I was able to come back off the strength of the stamina, just really bolstering my defense. And it did look like Shuka was not the play because I only got really hit by 2-0 and 2-0. Politoed, 0-1. Garchomp, 1-1. Gyarados, 0-1. Alright, so we managed to battle back and make that a victory after a horrible game 1 where the game chose my move for me. So that worked out very well, I'd say, just overall. Frito, thank you for the battle. I know that you specifically requested that I not win, but I had to channel my power today for my partner. Today is her birthday, and so it was really important to me that I win. So, Stariana, I'm battling on your birthday. Number one, I'm sorry I had to battle on your birthday, but at least I didn't have to work. My work just literally texted me and said, hey, so is there any lunch coverage? And I was like, no, here's some instructions. But today is just really special to me because my editor, Stariana, I just have done a whole birthday weekend thing for her, but today's her actual birthday. So may the 4th be with you all, Star Wars fans or not, and I really do dedicate this victory to her. Thank you, the Council, Shroom Raver, Travesty, everyone who was just in there jumping in to help give some pointers on the matchup. And of course, not in the Council, but also helping me out with a little bit of prep this league is Justin for the win. So I appreciate all of you giving me a little bit of pointers here and there, because as you can see, even if the game starts off how you're not really expecting it, these games can swing so quickly and so wildly in the other direction. You just gotta hang in there. So that is our first battle victory in the PPL. This is only a 5-week season, so every battle is magnified in its importance. And I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope to bring more Aromatisse action here in the future. Thank you all so much, and I will talk to you all very soon. Goodbye.